Hello everyone, Donut Land back with another video. Today I will be talking about my number one favorite show. First, I would like to thank you for taking time out of your day to watch this video. If you agree with any of my points and or like this type of content, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get started. Charmed was released on October 7th, 1998 on the WB, later named the CW. This show follows three sisters: Prue, played by Shannon Doherty; Piper, played by Holly Marie Combs; Phoebe, played by Alyssa Milano; and Paige, played by Rose McGowan. After discovering their latent witchy abilities, we follow their struggles of trying to keep normal lives as they secretly fight against the demonic forces of evil. Like I already stated, this is my favorite show ever. However, I will be bringing up some things to tell you why I don't like Charmed, 1998. Let's talk about becoming a witch. I always thought it was weird that a new witch has 24 to 48 hours to determine if they want to be good or not. And if they are turned evil and use their magic in evil ways, they stay evil forever. However, the sisters turn evil all the time. They use their magic for personal gain as well, with minimal casualties, and they just get to bounce right back. Like, is it different for them because they are the charmed ones? Granted, it's mainly magical influence that makes them turn evil, but the personal gain thing is all them, especially Paige.
Stinky diaper. Hey, hey.
She is my favorite sister, but I have to hold her accountable, you know? She used magic for so many things that should have been considered personal gain. And personal gain in the show is a negative effect after the witches use their magic for selfish reasons. However, they just mention the repercussions, and majority of the time in the later seasons, they say, screw the rules, and nothing happens. But then it comes back when the story revolves around the consequence that they get from using personal gain. That's the only time they get consequences, is if the story surrounds the consequence. And another thing with Paige, in season 6, episode 19, Phoebe loses her powers due to not using them for the right reasons, for personal gain. Then the very next episode, Paige does the same thing. She summons a personal lover, or the perfect guy, that spell where they summon their perfect man. She does that spell literally right after Phoebe loses her powers for personal gain. It's like she just doesn't care. I mean, she did have a consequence in that episode. The consequence was there was a evil twin of her perfect man. However, it's just the story revolved around that conflict. So like, that's the only reason why she got any repercussions from doing what she did, because that's what the story was about. But any other time, like, she uses her magic to just do household chores and everything, and then she just doesn't get any repercussions. She doesn't get any personal gain consequences from it. And it's like all the sisters do it, but Paige, in my opinion, Paige is the one who does it the most. And yes, she is the youngest witch out of the three sisters. She's the youngest sister, so she's gonna mess up and stuff. But to just not care about the consequences, and then they don't even get consequences. That's probably why they don't care about the consequences, because they don't get any after they use their powers for personal gain. Moving on, since we're mentioning personal gain, let's talk about Phoebe. At the start of the series, I really loved Phoebe. She was my favorite character. I liked how she always was ready to save an innocent, even though she was the weakest sister when it came to like active powers. In the beginning, she only had the power of premonition. So it's just like she was like the weakest sisters when it came to like actually fighting the demons. However, in the later seasons, she just became like very selfish, and it was just a dramatic shift. It's like after Cole, she just became this character that only cared about what she thought was good for her in that moment instead of what was good for the innocent. And even when she was with Cole, it's like she put love above everything else. Like, I don't know, like season 4 was like probably the last graceful season for Phoebe, because after that she just started becoming this person just blaming everybody else for her problems instead of actively trying to fix the problems that she started for herself. At least that's just my opinion. She just didn't really care about the innocent of the weak or the world for that matter. She only cared about what was right for her. Like going back to what I previously stated, she lost her powers for being selfish. She was forcing her premonitions to get through her charm duties quicker so that she can go on dates and use her powers again to figure out who will she have a baby with, because she had a vision that she had a baby and she wanted a baby so bad that she's trying to force her premonitions to see who's going to give her that baby. Now I feel as though there was supposed to be some sort of character regression, like, and we were supposed to go on this journey of Phoebe finding herself again, because I do kind of understand why she wants a baby so much, because she was pregnant and the baby was evil and she had to get rid of it. So I understand like why she wanted a baby so bad and why she was doing what she was doing. However, I feel like they could have made this like a storyline instead of just making her seem like she just was this selfish character. Like there was like nothing to back it up. Nothing. She didn't learn anything really, in my opinion. I don't know. I feel like we were just supposed to be seeing Phoebe find herself, but it just wasn't done in a good way, in my opinion. Like she learned so many lessons of putting herself first or using her powers for personal gain, and she doesn't really learn anything until she finally loses her powers. But right after she loses her powers, she complains about how she has no active powers anymore, and she harasses her family members about personal gain.
I gotta go back and check on Grandma. Wait, you're still going? Paige, you're scared to death. I can't believe you'd still go. What?
Well, that's one way to do it.
In the later seasons, she just got a little bit annoying. Not even just a little bit, like she got annoying, to be honest, in the later seasons. While we are on the topic of Phoebe's powers, let's talk about her empath power. Now, I like how they put a spin on her power of empathy, considering that in the Charmed universe, their powers come from their emotions. So Phoebe can channel other emotions, meaning she can channel their powers as well. What I never understood, however, is how she can redirect fireballs mid-air. I can let the copying power slide because to me, empathy isn't channeling somebody else's powers. But in the Charmed universe, the powers come from emotions, so I guess I can let it slide. But demons, when they throw fireballs, they're not able to control the fireballs mid-air. So how she's able to like stop fireballs in mid-air or energy balls mid-air and then just send it back is, I don't understand that. I don't get that. Like that just doesn't make any sense to me. It's just a little inconsistency for me. I don't know if anybody else noticed that, but I noticed it. And also with her empathy powers, I feel like it was supposed to grow because season 6 was just so fast paced, in my opinion, that it just didn't really make any sense because it was just happening so fast. Like everything was just like with Phoebe's empathy powers, she got it and she didn't know how to control it. But then mid-season, all of a sudden, she knew how to control her empathy. And then by the end of the season, she was just like a pro. Like you was just struggling with it, and now you're just redirecting fireballs and energy balls, copying people's powers and everything, and now you're just a pro at empathy. But you just got the power. I wanted to see her grow more with her empathy instead of just knowing how to use it like that. And then for her to gain her empathy in season 6 and then lose her power of empathy before the season finale is crazy.
Phoebe will be stripped of her powers.
What?
Just your active powers. Empathy. Premonitions.
Levitation.
You can earn them back, but only if you're more careful with your powers.
Like, I really think the writers didn't know where to go with her powers. They just wanted to make her powerful. In the process, they made her character unbelievable and unnatural because how is she just this powerful, like right off the bat when she didn't have any growth? Like, she just got this power and now she's just like the strongest witch ever. Like, she can just copy anybody's powers, redirect anybody's powers, feel people's emotions and everything. To be honest, I would have liked to see her use her empathy to like change somebody else's emotions, or to like make somebody feel happier. Like if they're sad, make them feel happy, and make like I wanted to see her do something like by accident, like she accidentally changed somebody's emotions, or instead of just her channeling people and using their powers, I feel like they could have dove deeper into her empathy powers. And like I just think I speak for a lot of the fans when I say that Phoebe became the least favorite in general, the least favorite sister in the later seasons, strictly based off the way she was written to not care about saving lives anymore. And that's just my opinion on Phoebe, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. Next topic. The last topic I am going to discuss for this video is the ultimate power, also known as Billy and Christy.
It's not what you think.
They know exactly what to think. They think it's over.
And so do we.
The book.
Now, I'll go light on Billy a little bit because I liked her in the beginning of season 8. However, when she found her sister, she just got so annoying. Like, Billy really let Christy manipulate her into turning against the Charmed Ones, especially since Christy was locked up in a dungeon in the underworld for years. Yes, that's your sister, but I would still want to know if they didn't kill her, they obviously did something to her. I would be asking all types of questions and do my research on who took her. Also, I hated how they were supposed to be the final fight, but then it turned out that the triad, which they previously vanquished in season 3, well, Cole previously vanquished them in season 3, and then they were vanquished again in season 8 by the Charmed Ones, but they were supposed to be the final fight. And then I thought the ultimate power, Christy and Billy, were supposed to be the final fight, even though they stated that Barbas is the most powerful demon they ever went up against. And let's not forget about the literal source of all evil. So it's just like, how is the triad the final fight when we were building up that Billy and Christy were supposed to be the final fight? It was just a lot. It was just a lot. Anyway, continuing with Christy and Billy, the whole season 8 was leading to their final battle. I just wanted the storyline to be stretched out further because I feel like part 1 of season 8 was the girls trying to hide their identities and not fight demons anymore, put their responsibilities in the back burner. Even though I don't know why they did that, because they had plenty of opportunities to give up their charmed lives, give up magic and everything. They just chose to not do it. They chose to continue to save the world, but now they're tired of it, and now they want to hide their identities and not save the world. But that's a whole nother video that I will get into later. Back to Billy and Christy. I just wanted the storyline to be stretched out because in the beginning was part 1 was the girls hiding themselves. Part 2 was Billy trying to find Christy. And then part 3 was Billy finding Christy. And then all hell just breaks loose right after that. I just feel like it was because when she finds Christy, there was no like, I don't know how to put it in words, but basically I just feel like there was no build up to like, oh my gosh, they are the ultimate power. It was just that Christy manipulated Billy. Billy turned on the Charmed Ones, and then they have the epic fight, and all this happens within 3 to 4 episodes. And it's just, I feel like there's 20 something episodes in the season. It could have been stretched out a bit longer, and we could have gotten more backstory of Christy, more backstory of Billy. I just feel like it was just so rushed, and I really didn't like that. There was just so much filler. There was just so much filler in the beginning of the season, and they could have started it like that, but there was just so much filler. And Alyssa Milano and Rose McGowan weren't even in most of the finale because they were working on other projects. Like, I used to love season 8, but rewatching it, I realized that it was just like probably the worst season. Season 6 was not a good season in my opinion as well. But season 8, there was just so much filler. There was nothing going on. It felt rushed. But understandably, it felt rushed because season 7 was supposed to be the last season, but the fans wanted another season, so they pushed out a season 8. They rushed out a season 8, and that's why season 8 it just feels so rushed. It doesn't give Charmed to me. It just feels rushed. Editor Donutland here. I just want to also state that season 8 was just filled with so many extra moments. Like, look at this scene right here. Just watch this. Like, just walk down the stairs. You're literally right there. And yeah, I might do a video on ranking the seasons of Charmed 1998. I think that would be a good video as well. Well, that is all for this video today. I have a lot more to say about this show because, again, I say it is my #1 favorite show ever, so I have a lot of likes and dislikes that I want to express about it. If you like any of my topics and agree with them, let me know in the comments. And if you like this type of content, make sure to like and subscribe as well. Again, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Donut Land out.